going to be telling that, my brother, my sister, it will last only 7 minutes. And I want to say thank you to all the wonderful people right here on Twitter following us. We want to appreciate you. And those in the African history class, Nat Ebubedike, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you and we love you. He is our photo archivist and he's posted so many Kuchoko photographs right here. Thank you so much. We do appreciate you and we love you. Many more people right here in the African history class. I see you and I see who I see. Who am I seeing? Shashamale is right here. Oh, thank you so much for joining us. We do appreciate you, Shashamale, for joining us. I see you. TJ, all the way from Kia City. Black Lion, the General, I see you too. All the way from Pram. Now based in a Shaiman. Oh gosh. Ras Otu for Nana to follow to Jaja I. Hey, to be good from. George, don't scary. I see you. Many more people right here. Eugene and Eugenia and Pipra. I see you too. Thank you so much for joining us. We do appreciate you and we love you. Many more people right here in the African history class. I see you. Kwesi Stephen Mauli, aka KSM. We appreciate you and we love you. I see you. Lawyer Tadio, sorry. Thank you so much for joining us. I also see you right here. Yoni Kulendi, your lordship. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. He's a judge of the Supreme Court of Ghana. We appreciate you for joining us. Oh, Mr. Emil Short. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you, sir. Emperor Kwame Anane, we see you too. I see you. William Cecil, thank you so much for joining us. Many more people right here in the African history class. We want to say thank you so much to all you wonderful people. Thank you so much for joining us. My God have mercy. Oh God. Many more people right here in the African history class. What else can I say? What else can I do? I just want to say thank you so much. I appreciate you and I love you. This is the African history class. And today, my brother, my sister, we have something interesting to talk about, and I need you to come along so we can say this and say it very, very well. Today, we are looking at the son of a man we talked about yesterday, Khalid Abdul Muhammad. Khalid Abdul Muhammad was a powerful leader of the nation of Islam. He was an assistant to Louis Farrakhan. And he was removed by the nation of Islam and he became the president of the new Black Panther Party. He died of brain aneurysm. Aneurysm, my brother, my sister. That was what he died of. Brain aneurysm. My brother, my sister, Khalid Abdul Muhammad was a very, very radical member of the nation of Islam. In fact, Khalid Muhammad was a man who pushed it to the very, very, very corner. He pushed it to the extreme, as many would say. Today we are talking about his son. His son was born in 1984. And as you can see the photograph here, he looks exactly like his father. His father was also bald-headed, just like him. The face, the eyes, the ears, the brilliance, the intellect. Today we are talking about the youngest millionaire ever in America. Black man. The very first man his age to own an office at Wall Street. A black man. Today, we are talking about the man who became a millionaire by the age of 14. The son of Khalid Abdul Muhammad. Put up a photograph of his father and give me the photograph of his bald head so that we will compare the two photographs. My brother, my sister, today we're talking about Farrah Gray. Farrah Gray. My brother, my sister, Farrah Gray. And this is the photograph of Farrah Gray. Now give me the photograph of his father. And his father, Khalid Abdul Muhammad. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. Khalid is spelled K-H-A-L-I-D. That is Khalid. So look at the father and look at the son. Bring out the photograph of the son. This is the Father, this is the Son. You see the resemblance. Students, when he was born in 1984, his father decided to name him after his mentor, Louis Farrakhan. So he was called Farrakhan Khalid Mohammed. Farrakhan Khalid Mohammed. And he was born in the month of my birth, September. The 9th day of September in 1984. He was born. My brother, my sister. Today we are talking about Farrah Gray, aka Farrakhan Khalid Mohammed. Today, my brother, my sister, we are talking about this young man whose life is about to blow you away. Now look at the two characters, father and son, looking so much alike. And his son, Farrah Gray, has given so much credit to his father, even though whilst he was growing up, his father was not too present in his life because he was busily moving around America and beyond, talking about blackness and supporting black people's rights. This is the class. Farrah Mohammed, or better still, Farrakhan Khalid Mohammed, was born on the 9th day of September in 1984. And he was raised on Chicago's South Side. At the age of 7, he prophesied unto himself that he was going to be America's youngest millionaire at the age of 7. By the age of 12, he was already making complimentary cards and taking around and giving out to people. And on the complimentary card, he changed his name to Farrah Gray for obvious reasons. His father was a man who was so radical, and he knew that his father's name would not be too good for business. So he changed his name from Farrakhan Khalid Mohammed to Farrah Gray, F-A-R-R-A-H. Gray is G-R-A-Y. And on the complimentary card, he wrote CEO. But he never put out any company that he belonged to. My brother, my sister, at the age of 12, he was walking around giving his complimentary cards out. And look at the interesting thing that happened. Somebody called him. And the person who called him said, well, you gave me your card earlier today, but you have not specifically mentioned what kind of business you do. And Farrah Gray, our hero for today, asked him, what do you really want? And he said, I want somebody to supply my company with food. He said, that is what I do. I supply food. My company is called the Farrah Gray Foods. In fact, it is called the Far Out Goods. Far Out Foods. Far Out Foods. F-A-R-R-O-U-T. Far Out Foods. That was how he began his food company by the age of 12. He started supplying food. He would walk on the street and give out his complimentary card and give it out. And many people were looking at him. Young boy, are you, what kind of business are you doing? And he would tell them, I'm working for Far Out Foods. He never said that he was the CEO. My brother, my sister, by the age of 14, he had already made 1.5 million American dollars, and he became the youngest millionaire in America. 14. At the age of 14, I said he became the youngest millionaire. And that was in 1998. And he owned an office on the Wall Street. The very youngest person to ever own an office on Wall Street, right there in America. Today, as we talk, this man is worth millions of American dollars. He is also an author. He wrote some of the best sellers in the world. And I'm going to take you through a couple of them. How many of you have read the book known as The Relonaire? Relone by Farrah Gray. How many of you have read The Truth Shall Make You Rich? How many of you have also read the book Get Real, Get Rich? My God. My brother, my sister, Relone sold in excess of 112 million copies. He is one of the richest men in America today as we speak. His father was a Muslim preacher, a member of the Nation of Islam, who was shot once, but he survived the shooting. He died of brain aneurysm. His son, by the age of 14, became the youngest millionaire on the streets of America. Self-made. He prophesied into his own life by the age of 7 that he would be the youngest rich man in America. And 7 years later, he became one. My brother, my sister, he became a millionaire by supplying food. And even that, he didn't have an idea. He gave out his complimentary cards. CEO, he called himself Farrah Gray. It took one man to call him and say, well, you gave me your card and I took it up today, but I looked on it and I couldn't find what business you are engaged in. He said, oh, don't you worry, we do a lot of things, but what really do you want? He said, I need food to be supplied to my company. He said, oh, that is exactly what we do. Can you supply A, B, C, D, and D? That was the beginning of his stardom. He became rich. Not just rich, he became a millionaire. Today, my brother, my sister, our hero is still alive. And he goes around making speeches all over the place. My brother, my sister, at the age of 21, he became a recipient of the honorary doctorate of humane letters degree from Allen University. This was in recognition of his ingenious economic mind and distinguished commitment to the development of values such as leadership, integrity, and scholarship. In his rise from poverty to national and international prominence, Farrah Gray has inspired millions around the world. At the age of 36, he has achieved more than many achieve in a lifetime. My brother, my sister, he is a sought after speaker around the world and an author. Today, my brother, my sister, Gray became the youngest person to have an office on Wall Street. Between the ages of 12 and 16, Farrah Gray founded and operated business ventures that included the Kidstel, a prepaid mobile phone card company, the one-stop mailboxes, and for more franchise, and the Teen Scope. All these were his companies. He also had an interactive teen talk show. Gray was also executive producer of a comedy show on the Las Vegas Strip and owner of Far Out Foods, as you were told earlier. My brother, my sister, he made so much money. By the age of 14, he was an American millionaire. He credits his father for his intellect and his way of operation. He is also a philanthropic person who supports the black communities in America and beyond, including Africa. My brother, my sister, today we're talking about the great man. His books have been translated into Russian, German, Polish, French, Korean, Indonesian, Chinese, and so on and so forth, including Vietnamese languages, with book sales in Africa, Australia, and Europe, and Central and South American countries. Oh gosh. He's also a contributing author to Chicken Soup for the African American Soul. Chicken Soup for the Extraordinary Teen Soul. You've got to read this book. Gray has also been featured in Put Your Dreams to the Test by John C. Maxwell and The Covenant of Black America 1 and 2. He's written a number of books and he's raked in millions from his books. Today, my brother, my sister, I am most excited to bring to you the story of the great Farrah Gray, who originally was born Farrah Muhammad Khalid. Farrah Muhammad Khalid, or better still, Farrah Khalid Muhammad. He shortened the Farrah into Farrah, and he called himself Gray. My brother, my sister, today we remember this great black man.
To glory, to glory.